Welcome to Life, Death, and the Law, presented by the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen, hosted by attorneys Shawn Garner and Adam Hansen.
So here's my viewpoint on it, and let's bring up some of the arguments against it, which my wife brought up right away. We want to support 4-year-olds laboring in Vietnam to put together our shoes. Is that what you want? Or should we have a government that intervenes and says, "Oh no, that's not humane. So we're going to put a tariff on those products and make it more competitive for people here in the United States that we can see are being treated humanely, or other countries that have more regulations that treat their populations more fairly." And I said, I don't like the thought of 4-year-olds sewing all day, 12 hours a day in a sweatshop. That's a terrible thing.
Yeah, their skills aren't there.
Here's another thing.
I'm sorry. They should be mining. They should be coal mining, like we used to have them doing.
So my other thought was, well, why are the 4-year-olds doing this? Why are their parents choosing to send them there? Is it the government that goes and harvests all these 4-year-olds, which very well may be. I don't know. I don't live in China. I don't live in these, other countries, Vietnam, if it's the case there. I don't know how the 4-year-olds are getting to these companies, but nonetheless, there is some act that perpetuates them there. And yes, it may not be the 4-year-old's choice, but it's somebody's choice to do it. And so what happens to that individual? Somebody's getting better off for doing it, and it's not just Nike, right? It's somebody there. It's a parent that might see that their family would starve to death without the entire family contributing. I don't know what it is, but my argument was, if the 4-year-old had a better alternative, the parents probably would select it for them. I don't know that the families that are sending the 4-year-olds to it are confined and in jail and are just able to send their children out to do this labor. Now that, I know it's a very harsh reality, and it's a difficult one to put your head around, but maybe that 4-year-old is helping lift their family out of poverty, and then their younger brother or sister can go to school and get an education and not have to work in the factory, either just one sibling down or even the next generation down. So that's one concept of it. What I do know is we should rely on the media. I was a political science major and preached a lot that the media was the fourth pillar of the government, that we could not exist as a free society without a unimpeded media. And that's why the First Amendment was so important, is because the media needed to be there to keep that checks and balances on the government. Now, the media has been corrupted over the time. Maybe it was corrupt already at the time and I didn't know about it. But if the media explained where our products were being sourced from and the conditions in which they were being built, then the individuals that were consuming them could make choices about that.
And we have. Remember Kathy Lee Giffords?
Yes.
And the sweatshops?
Yes.
The market decided they didn't want to participate in child slave labor.
Right.
And that turned around.
If you have questions or want to know more about something that was discussed today, please call the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen at 928-783-4575 or visit yumaestateplanning.com.